let's jump right into this explainer. Today, we're taking a magnifying glass to a really bold business prediction made exactly 2 years ago. We want to know, did it actually survive contact with reality? And maybe more importantly for us, what's the data pointing to as the absolute best business you could start today?
So, let's kick things off with a $1 million question. If you were sitting at your desk right now, looking at the current landscape, and decided you were going to launch a brand new company, what's the absolute best path to take? It's the kind of question that honestly keeps entrepreneurs up at night. Well, 2 years ago, our source planted a massive flag in the ground with a very specific answer. Flashback to 2024, and the prediction was crystal clear. Sustainable packaging solutions. Yep, eco-friendly packaging was declared the ultimate business to launch. And this wasn't just some random throw at the dartboard guess. It was a highly calculated prediction, totally based on a huge convergence of economic and environmental forces at the time. Because think about it, powerful forces really were aligning. It was like a perfect storm. The UK government had just laid out these super ambitious net zero carbon targets for 2050. On top of that, tightening legislation, like the plastic packaging tax that rolled out in April 2022, was actively punishing companies for using non-recycled plastics. Add in a totally massive e-commerce boom, where literally everything was being shipped in a box, plus universal demand across every single industry, eco-packaging looked like a totally guaranteed goldmine. Okay, so let's do a quick autopsy on that prediction. 2 years down the line, what did they actually get right? Well, sustainability absolutely became a baseline expectation. Large retailers demanded it, and strict legislation successfully forced the market's hand. But here's the fatal flaw they totally missed: cost. When runaway inflation hit, budgets got squeezed tight, and honestly, price simply defeated environmental ambition. The bottom line is, green materials were just too expensive. Which brings us to the harsh reality of innovation. It's beautifully illustrated by stuff like mushroom packaging. Remember that? Back in 2024, materials made from mushrooms, seaweed, and plant-based plastics were making these massive, sensational headlines. It sounded like a real game changer. But widespread commercial adoption? It moved much slower than the hype suggested. Rather than completely ripping up their entire supply chain for revolutionary mushroom backs, most businesses just stuck to using slightly better versions of the materials they already had. Turns out, commercial reality moves a heck of a lot slower than the news cycle. But wait, here is the huge variable nobody, and I mean nobody, fully accounted for 2 years ago, the ultimate plot twist. We're talking about how rapidly artificial intelligence would just infiltrate everyday business. AI didn't just stay in its tech bubble, it bled into absolutely everything. Even in sustainable packaging, manufacturers started using AI to optimize the production lines, forecast demand, cut down on waste, the whole shebang. The game fundamentally changed overnight. So what does this all mean? It brings us to this incredibly bold new prediction looking toward 2028. Our source has entirely updated their thesis. The absolute best business to start in the UK right now? It's not a packaging company. It's an AI business efficiency consultancy for small businesses. Now, to be absolutely clear here, this does not mean building another AI chatbot or some fancy image generator. No, it means helping traditional, everyday businesses figure out how to actually use the AI tools that are already out there. Because this is exactly where the massive opportunity lies. Just picture your local electricians, independent retailers, accountants, or even small-town solicitors. They know AI is a huge deal. They've played around with ChatGPT, they've watched the YouTube tutorials, but they have absolutely no clue how to apply it to their specific day-to-day operations. The gap between just knowing about AI and actually using it to cut costs and automate admin, it's enormous. It's exactly like the early days of websites. Businesses knew they needed one, but couldn't build it themselves. Today, they desperately need a consultant to bridge that gap so they can actually get back to running their business. But hey, let's pause for a quick second. What if you just don't want to spend your days glued to a computer screen? What if building AI workflows and running a tech consultancy sounds like your absolute worst nightmare? Well, don't worry, because our source provides a really fascinating hands-on alternative for the future. Ironically enough, as AI advances and threatens to wipe out traditional office jobs, physical trades are becoming 5-star, totally future-proof bets. We're talking electrical services, plumbing and heating, care services, renewable energy installation. These are absolutely not just traditional blue-collar jobs anymore. They're rapidly evolving into high-tech specializations. Your modern electricians and plumbers, they're dealing with electric vehicles, complex heat pumps, solar panels, battery storage. Plus, with Britain's aging population, care services are in desperate, massive demand. Think about it, an algorithm simply cannot install a smart home system or climb up and fix a leaking roof. These roles offer just incredible long-term security. And if those specific trades aren't quite your thing, there are some brilliant four-star niches out there. Things like specialized landscaping focused on biodiversity, niche corporate catering, or even over 50s mobility coaching. The common denominator here? They offer fantastic resilience against automation. They provide recurring, reliable income based entirely on human empathy and physical presence. Things an algorithm literally can't replicate. No way. The contrast for future success really couldn't be more stark. You want to build a business in resilient, hands-on fields where the human demand heavily outweighs supply. On the flip side, you want to actively avoid traditional, generic high street retail, which is just getting crushed by online mega marketplaces or generic office admin and call centers. Those jobs are sitting right in AI's crosshairs. The dividing line is super clear right now. Either be the person managing the AI or be in a physical job the AI cannot do.
So the ultimate takeaway from dissecting all these predictions over the last couple of years is simply this. Don't chase fashions, don't chase the flashy headlines about mushroom packaging or the latest crypto fad. Instead, look for the enduring fundamental problems society is still going to need solved in 10 years' time. Whether that's finding time-saving efficiencies for totally overworked small business owners or physically installing the renewable energy grid of the future.
So, as you look toward the future of your own career, maybe your next pivot, or even a potential startup, I want to leave you with this final thought. Based on everything we've just unpacked today, what problem are you uniquely positioned to solve for tomorrow?